Hey everybody, this is Patti by myself. I am, it says finish, I don't know. I'm by myself. Tonight, Tommy may get here before the show is over, but it may be a shorter show too. And I have no idea. I think I am live, and I think there's one person on here with me. If there is, no, there's 3 people. If y'all can hear me, let me know. I'm trying to, I didn't get instructions this time. And, yes, hello, hey, happy Resurrection Day. I'm going to try and figure out how to go to this on the iPad by myself because I have no instructions. Thank you, Amanda. And I'm looking at the chat on my phone. Thank y'all, thank y'all. Hey, Amy, hey, Jayton, and Kitty. Hey there, happy Easter. Hey, Roxanne. But, isn't that a shame? I don't even know how to go to it on the iPad. Let's see. Of course, if I look at the iPad, if I do it on the iPad, then I'm going to be, since I'm on my phone live, I'm going to be looking down. Okay, well, that says live right there. Yeah, I titled it Patti Alone. I didn't know what to say. Y'all, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I let the time slip up on me, and what it is me and Mom are here in Mississippi for Easter, and I'm making Easter supper, and everybody has gone down to Louisiana to eat boiled crawfish. Nobody will pass that boiled crawfish here in the South with, I see that glare on my glasses, I'm sorry y'all. But anyway, they went down to Tommy's sister's house, and I've had most of the day to prepare, and I mean, it's no big deal what I'm preparing. And so I worked on that, and I got everything done, and I sat down and rested for a while, and I got to just reading stuff on the computer. And hey, Jared, or Jennifer, but it's Jared's picture anyway. I got to reading stuff on the iPad, and I looked up and I said, oh, it's 4:15, and I cooked all the food at my house, and so, hey, Homestead Mama. So I had to bring it over here to Mama's house, which is right next door, country right next door. So my van was at Mama's house. Tommy parked it over here, so I had to come to Mama's house and get my van, run back home, load the food up, but let me regress. I hadn't finished everything. I hadn't put icing on the cake. And so, but I had my cream cheese out and everything. Happy Easter, David. Anyway, so I got to making my icing and everything. I made a carrot cake, and I had my cream cheese and my butter. My butter I forgot to take out the refrigerator, so I just stuck it in the microwave, and no big deal and all this. And I didn't have any powdered sugar, and so I remembered. I mean, and Tommy called me or texted me like at 4:20, and like, are you ready to go live? I'm like, no, I forgot I have to ice a carrot cake and all that. Hey, Auntie Pam. So I remembered that I had heard that you could make powdered sugar out of granulated sugar, so I thought, I'm gonna try it. And so I dumped my sugar in there, and I dumped it just a little bit, and I started doing it, and it was I use organic sugar, but it's still crystals, and so it started kind of getting powdery and white, and I thought, oh, it is working, so I went ahead and dumped the amount that I needed in there, and did it. Well, I just was running out of time. I think if I would have stayed doing it long enough, and I would have been able to make it just like I should have been. She looked just like normal powdered sugar, but anyway, I didn't have time, so I just started. I had everything in my icing, and so I just started adding it in, and it did okay. The only thing, it was runnier than it should have been. So it's probably going to it's not quite as sweet as if it was powdered sugar, and so, but it's going to be good enough, Hey, Sheila. So anyway, if they would have never eaten a carrot cake before, they wouldn't have known the difference. But anyway, so we're going to have a little bit of granules in our icing on the carrot cake, so no big deal. I'm not worried about it. I'm just glad I got it done because they should be getting here. So Well, Kitty, it shouldn't have been that busy of a day. I just did it to myself because I just got, y'all do that? You'll kind of start reading stuff on the computer and it goes from here to here to here. It was stupid. It was a waste of time, but I was just resting for a little while because I've been standing up all day. So anyway, but did any of y'all see, I don't know if Tommy, I think he went live on Facebook last night just to show people what we were doing. I had a little lantern out last night. Because I had to get our okra in. We have so much we've got going on right now, and I've got these okra plants in the greenhouse that just have to get out. And so that was my oven beeping because I just stuck the ham in there too. But anyway, so we came in last night at 9 from being out in the garden. But you know, if it wouldn't be for being so wound up, I like that because y'all know I can't get in the sun, or y'all may not know I'm allergic to the sun. It makes me break out and then I ache and stuff like that. And so we stayed out there and Tommy was rowing up the rows. But man, we had something, and maybe one of y'all can help me. Hey Heather, maybe some of y'all can help us with this. Now we haven't tried the tiller today, but yeah, we're going to the permanent beds and everything. But we're using our tiller to till the ground and to rake it up, and we're making like 30-inch wide rows where we can do double planting and stuff like that. But Tommy was tilling, I think, the 3rd row for me yesterday because it's like concrete out there. Oh no, let me back up. First he used the these things that go on the back of the tractor, not disc, but I think they may be row builders that we had gotten a while back. But anyway, it was really like concrete. I tried to start tilling, and I got 1 row made, and I wasn't very pleased with it. But he said it looked all right. But it just is really, really hard. And so I think it's from having the chickens in there so long, and everything. And so anyway, it's just really packed down. Plus, you know, we're building on clay. You know, we're trying to build the soil with clay, which we've added stuff over the years, but not tons of stuff. And as we get further and further away from where my box garden is, the ground is harder and harder because we've had mulch over there. And, you know, a total covering of mulch. So the ground has turned a really nice black soil. But anyway, so he put those on there and he busted that up and everything. And so, Bob said they call it a land leveler. I don't know, that the disc things point in and it like will build up a row, but it also cuts in really good. So he did that, and then he got the tiller and he was able to till it a lot easier, and so it did a lot better. Anyway, so, but when he was on the 3rd row, the tiller tines totally locked up. And so, you know, we're thinking, you know, it needed all on the tines or something. And so he got to looking, and he called the neighbor across the street and was talking to him because the Tommy Nettles, the greatest neighbor in the world, he knows about fixing stuff and everything, but he wasn't home at the time. So, but they were talking about it, and Tommy Nettles had said that he's actually had to cut a hole or drill a hole where he could add grease in there to the tines or something. And so I went out there and got to looking, and of course, you know, on top of the tiller, there's a place, and it was just kind of packed with dirt right there. And I followed where that you know, y'all, I ain't mechanically inclined, so well, I don't know the right words for stuff. But anyway, there's this tube thing that goes to the tines right there, and I know that's got the mechanism that turns to make the tines turn. Anyway, they're connected. So I followed that, and I found this little flat thing, and I cleaned it off, and there was a little rubber plug on there. And so Tommy got fooling with it and all and got the thing off. And so he put some grease in there, but then it still wouldn't work. But my neighbor said to maybe let it sit and totally cool off and everything. And hey, me, myself, and I. Hey, Brenda. And so let it cool off, and maybe it would work after that. So we haven't tried it again today, but he had those, I call them rower uppers, on the back of the tractor. And it just so happened to where, just about where the tiller quit was where we have like a 16-foot gate. And so he was able to back the tractor in and out because we got our garden fenced because we have all the animals. And so it's not like you can go in there with a tractor and make rows and stuff like that because there's no room to turn and all that. So, but it worked out. So he was able to do that, and then he just really had to hand fix it with the rake and everything. We still have, I think, 2 or 3 more rows past that to get in. Of course, I changed around my order of planting. I did get the green beans planted. We don't have the trellis up. We're going to try and do that maybe Monday. And I also, this is something I did. Y'all can maybe tell me if I'm going to regret this or not. But I told you I have okra plants, and they're about that tall. Some of them are a little taller. I really can't get it in the screen how tall. Oh, thanks, Bob. Hey, Tara. But I'm sorry, I keep talking to y'all because I see your comments coming up on the screen, because normally, like when I'm looking, I don't see the comments too when Tommy has the camera. But anyway, so I told y'all that the rows are 30 inches wide. And so I have planted my okra down the very middle. Well, I wanted to plant 3 different kind of peas and didn't feel like I had room for that. I thought the okra was going to take 3 rows. I actually moved the okra up a little bit from where it was on the garden plan. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, I'd gotten the Mother Earth News garden planner. And I love it, and it's helped me plan out my garden where I can see things. But going by that and the amount of plants I had, now I planted my okra plants probably 6 to 8 inches apart. Hey, Wendy. But, and no, not 6 inches, probably 8 to 10 inches apart. And so I only used 1.5 rows on my garden, and my rows are about 50 foot long. And maybe not even 1/2 row on the next batch. But anyway, I planted the okra down the very middle, and on the sides, I planted peas. And so I planted Mississippi pink-eye purple hull peas, and I planted some lady peas, and I also planted some black crowders on a row. I guess that was on a row by itself. Gosh, I can't even remember. I hadn't put it on the garden planner yet because I came in at 9 o'clock last night. So, but the night before that, we were out late because we were moving chicks at about 10 o'clock at night, because that was Friday night. Yeah. My new chicks started hatching, and I didn't have room. And so we're overrun with chicks here. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I've always sold chicks up until about April. Maybe like May was like the cutoff. I've always sold chicks. And I think I mentioned on here that when I bought my incubator, I bought it used. It's a cabinet incubator, and I paid $200 for it. And I made my money back the first year that I bought it because I sold so many chicks. And every year I'm selling $200 to $400 worth of chicks. And you know, I have done mainly just mixed breeds, and so they've been $2 each. And so, you know, to make $200, I sold 100 chicks. So just to tell you, I've moved a lot of chicks, and I do have some repeat customers. And I don't know if it's because it was warm so early, if people got their chicks earlier, or if people are just chicked out. You know, they have all the chicks that they, you know, the people, you know, are doing, Bob, I don't know what you're talking about, do a vid on what? You know, if they have all their chicks that they need, I don't know. Because Tommy went to the feed store, I think Thursday or Friday, and they told him, said, I'll make you a real good deal on chicks. Their cages were full of chicks, and said that they had sold 100 rabbits, but typically, on the chicks, yeah, we do need to, I don't think he's done much of videos on the chicks. But I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments. Bob had said do a video, and I said on what? And he said the chicks. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. You know, I've made some money this year on my chicks because I've sold the turkeys, and I've sold a few Bielefelder, and you know, those are more high dollar birds and everything. But as far as just your everyday layers, I just don't find that many people buying chicks. I mean, have y'all noticed anything in your area? And in fact, I remember a lady that came to get some Bielefelder chicks from me. Was it her? It may have been somebody else. I can't remember now. Everything's running together. It may have been another girl I was talking to about getting some chicks. At Tractor Supply, they were offering a special for chicks for $1 because they had so many chicks at the time, and they had more coming in. Because you know how they do with all these hatcheries, they pre-order. And it don't matter if you sold your chicks this week, you're getting more chicks next week. So I guess, other places are having the same problem. They're just not moving their chicks. And, I don't know. I don't understand why. Unless people are learning, they're letting their hens set the nests and raise their own chicks or what. But anyway, it looks like we're going to be starting some new flocks of chicken. So I've told Tommy we've got to get on building a couple of new chicken houses, because I would love to separate my turkeys. My turkeys are with my Delaware right now, and they keep wanting to sit, and I really think that they would set a nest, Oh, thanks, Bob. We try and take good care of our chicks. He said he thinks my chicks are better than Tractor Supply. But I've been really impressed with the sex link chicks. Excuse me just a minute. Let me get a drink of water. Tommy's not here for me to take a drink of water while he's talking. But anyway, the sex link chicks is the first time I ever hatched them this year. I mean, this time ever. Excuse me. The first time I've ever hatched them ever, and my hatch rate has been doing pretty good. I've been very pleased. We've had a higher hatch rate. The Delawares is what started hatching out first. And I think I figured I had like an 85% hatch. And I was just very, very pleased with that. The turkeys have hatched out some. I think I had 8 out of 11 eggs hatch, or I forget exactly what it was, but there was only 1 or 2 eggs that didn't hatch in the batch that I put in there. So I've been so pleased with it, except for the Bielefelder. This last Bielefelders that hatched, not even half of my eggs hatched. I don't understand why. They've been in the same incubator. They've gotten the same amount of moisture, all the same. I am delivering a rooster to a man next week, a Bielefelder rooster, and he's had his rooster with his hens, and none of his eggs are fertile. So I'm wondering if there's not a fertility issue with in the Bielefelder line. I really don't know, but I just think that's really odd that so many of my other chicks have hatched. But let me tell you about the best hatch that I've had. I told you the sex links hatched out Friday night. Well, I keep a running tally, and I love hatching them out. Which ones are roosters, which ones are hens, and all. And I've gotten 27 hens and 31 roosters. But what's so amazing about that, of course, I wish I'd have gotten more hens than roosters, but 27 and 31, that's 8, that's 58. I only put 60 sex link eggs in there. So I haven't even figured out the percentage of that, but that's a much higher percentage than I have ever gotten using the incubator. So undoubtedly that older Rhode Island Red rooster that I was a little worried about being fertile, he must be very fertile, because and he's probably 3 to 4 years old, but and he's in there with 11 hens. And I made sure I kept them separated from the Delaware. It's my Delaware hens that I'm crossing with my Rhode Island Red rooster to get the sex links, so they're red sex links. Anyway, I was a little concerned because he is older, and it ended up, I was only going to be 10 hens, and it turned out to be 11 hens because one hen kept getting out and laying eggs, and we locked up our Delaware separate in a pen where we had a door and a roof and everything. So we could train her to quit getting out, and it has worked. So, but I've lost my train of thought, y'all. I like having the chat come across there, but then I try and read it when I'm not supposed to be reading it. I'm supposed to be talking, but because I'm on my phone. But anyway, so I don't know. I just was very, very impressed with the hatch, the amount that hatched and everything. And they're pretty. They're black, though. I was expecting them to be red. So, all right, let me look at the comments because I've been seeing them pass through here and everything. Bob said, turkey is my next season. Yep. I tell you one thing too, look up the midget white turkeys because I have been very pleased, very, very pleased. We hadn't lost any little turkey poults until until I had some sold. I was trying to make room because I had some more chicks hatching out, and those turkey poults they were getting close to a week old, so I thought I could go ahead and mix them in with some little bit older birds. And there was 5 of them, and I lost all of them but one. And I think that was my fault for moving them in with the older chicks, and they were in a smaller area. Because we have just been, and we lost one other chick due to they got stepped on, in the huddle and everything. But it's been a really, really good year for chicks as far as they're living and making it, but I'm not selling any. So we're going to have plenty of meat. So let's see. Hubbard Homestead said that they got 12 chicks and 3 pullets from a nearby farmer last weekend. Lost 2 chicks since then. 4 Buff Brahma, 2, I can't say that name, and 3 Rhode Island Red, 3 Wyandotte. Yeah, I mean, it is common. You do lose some chicks along the way and everything. I've just been very, very pleased. Hey, Beth, that we've really had really, really good success. Hey, Jean, with the chicks this year. But I don't know. I like I said, we've got plenty of room for it. I am selling the eggs, and actually I have not been texting or emailing our customers or nor our regular customers because the restaurant's been buying 10 dozen a week. I had a lady buy 4 extra dozen this week, and I'm still going to have plenty now, especially now that I'm not trying to get eggs for my incubator. I should have plenty of eggs for the restaurant and extras to sell. But really, if I was still emailing my customers and everything, I know I could still be selling eggs. And the chickens are more than paying for themselves. We're able to get $4 a dozen for our eggs now. At first when I started out, I could only get I'd be lucky if I get $2.50 a dozen. But people have realized the difference. They like the eggs and everything. And now that my eggs are bigger, I charge $4 a dozen for them. So let's see. Yeah, that's Sarah. I've heard that she says that she bought sex links for the first time last spring, and she was stunned by how huge their eggs are. Yeah, I won't be disappointed. And I love the Delaware hens, and their eggs are a nice size. They're not huge, but they're a large egg. And so, the Delawares that I have, I don't remember how many Delaware that hatched out, but I know I have about 24 a little bit older Delaware. Of course, you can figure on about half of those being guys, so that's not that many. But I do have 27 sex links, so I don't know. If I would like to keep at least 12 of them to have a separate flock of sex links and just see how they lay and see how big their eggs are. I think it would be fun. So to have them, and I've already told Tommy I want to keep some sex links. So yeah, Deep South says they love their red sex links. And let's see, Beth says buffs are laying. Our buffs are, oh really, your buffs are laying double yolkers? That's great. I was surprised. We get double yolk eggs, and we haven't gotten that extra giant egg again that we had told you about last week, because we are going to film it, take better pictures of that. But it's our Freedom Rangers, our older Freedom Ranger hens that we had kept that we're supposed to slaughter, that we never got around to slaughtering. They lay some huge eggs, and I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do about the cross or what it is. So, but I don't know. I'm excited. We have a few trips that we're going to be going on, and so that's why the chicks are such an issue. I really didn't want to have a bunch of chicks to have to get somebody to take care of, So that's my only issue with having them. Otherwise, just have more eggs. So anyway, okay. Anthony says, Anthony. Albany Mountain Homestead said, I saw someone on Facebook selling pullet eggs at a higher price, claiming they are extra nutritional. What do you think? What do you, just pullet eggs like in young hens? I guess that's what you're meaning. I've never heard that before. Did any of y'all have any feedback on that? I'm thinking correctly that a pullet means a young hen. So, I don't know. I don't know why that their eggs would be any healthier than an older hen, except that a pullet is still growing and they may be out foraging more. So I don't know. Yeah, there's stuff on here. I don't know what all that is. That funny writing. I don't know what all that is, y'all. But you know what? That's probably good. So, but yeah, it might be a scam for city folks. That's true. That's true. I don't know, Auntie Pam. I don't even know if I have a wrench. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Wanda took care of it. So, okay, so Wendy says she's raised chickens for her whole life and never heard of more nutrition from pullet eggs. And then, she said, I'm right, pullets are young chickens. So, anyway, thank you, Wanda, for taking care of that. That's the first time that's ever happened to us before. So, thank God. I guess I shouldn't announce that, should I? But anyway, let me think. We've been milking our goats. I have one regular goat milk customer. She's using the milk for her baby. And so we've been milking the goat at least twice a week for her. And as soon as we get back from the little trip we're going to go on, I'm going to start doing some videos on cheese making, hopefully. So I'll get on that. Mozzarella is my favorite. And Wanda, I still need to talk to Danny. Did I ever talk to Danny about making butter with goat's milk? I've been noticing, though, it's been a while since we've had Nubians. And I have noticed that we're getting so much more cream on our milk than what I used to get, and I'm wondering if I was milking Nubians when I tried to make the butter, because that's the only reason I want to have a cow, is where I can make butter. But Honey is the cow. She's probably going to go visiting, but okay, I did ask, okay, but I didn't hit that. So David says some city folk will believe anything. It's on the internet, don't you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And you can find just about anything on the internet, too. Oh, Wendy has 2 Nigerians and 2 La Manchas. That'll give you some nice, rich milk, too. Let's see. If somebody else said something on here. I thought about goats that I missed. Okay, yeah. Wendy says, what tests do you have to have for your goats to make sure their milk is safe? Well, you can get your goats tested just like you get your cows tested. You can have the vet come out. They have to pull blood, I believe, out of the jugular, or maybe they call it different on animals. But anyway, out of their neck. It's not supposed to be real hard to do. In some places, you can actually do that yourself. But when I lived in Louisiana, it wasn't legal to sell goat milk, even if you had tested and it just wasn't legal. You couldn't sell goat milk or cow milk. Here in Mississippi, it's legal to sell your goat milk if you're only milking 8 head or less. And so you cannot sell cow milk, but you can sell goat milk. So, I don't do much selling. I'm helping. This is a friend of mine that she's trying to nurse her baby and everything's not going real great. And so she's getting a little bit of milk to supplement. So, and you know your goats. You make sure they're healthy goats and everything. And I take extra precautions with her. I sterilize all of my equipment. What I'm going to store her milk in, of course, but also what I milk into. I make sure I have clean hands. The first thing I do when I go out there is I milk the goats. I don't fool with the other animals or anything like that. I go milk the goats that the milk is going from, because I just get her the Nubian milk. And so I milk them first, and I bring it inside immediately, and I strain it up and refrigerate it. So let's see. Oh, okay. Wanda Dane said goat's butter is richer. I really would like to try it. I tried it one time. I was telling Danny one that when I made it, I let it sit, and I let it sit for a long time while the creamer dries, because on goat's milk, I don't know if you know, is naturally homogenized. That means the fat globules are naturally mixed in. And cow milk, it's not. It's mixed in, but if that milk sits, the cream rises to the top, and you have that thick cream line. And it's real easy to skim that milk off and make butter. I mean, you could even put it in a jar and just shake it, and eventually you're going to make butter. But my Aunt Rosie, though, wonderful Aunt Rosie, she blessed me with her electric butter churn. It's just like a regular butter churn, except it's got a big motor that sits on top. And it's old. It's probably, what, Mama, you think that's 50 years old? Yeah, because she milked when me and Ray were little, huh? Mama's here, too. I wanted her to be on the show with me, but she said, no. But anyway, so that butter churn's getting close to 50 years old, because I'm going to be 50 this year. So, and her sons and me are the same age. So they were milking when he was little. But anyway, so it makes butter fast, you know, and it's a lot easier. You don't have to hand crank it. You don't have to shake a jar. But anyway, so it's really good. But with my goat milk, with the way goat's milk is that if it gets old, it will start tasting, we call it goaty. It kind of starts tasting like how the male goat smells, and that's not, you don't want to eat butter that's made like that. So I needed to find the process of how to make butter, and you within a couple of days after getting the milk, you know. So anyway, let's see. I saw some other things come across here, and y'all, if y'all don't mind, if y'all are directing something at me or have a question, put it in all caps where I can see it a little easier going through this chat. Okay, that's what Beth asked. Is there much difference in taste between cow and goat's butter? I don't know the answer to that. You don't want to. My experience with the butter was not good, but Danny at Deep South has made butter from goat's milk before, so he's the person to ask. Yeah, Paula said she used to raise Nubians. She used to put her cream in the food processor. Easy butter, rinse, and salt if you want. Wow, that's great. But Paula, so you would just let your milk sit in the refrigerator in a pan and then skim the cream? That's what I'm assuming, and I guess you just are going to get just a tiny bit of cream because it just don't rise very fast. There's not a lot of difference between a Nubian goat that is not around a buck, because their milk is influenced by different smells that they're around and what they're eating too. I like our Nubian milk as well as I like the cow milk that we were getting from our cow. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, Wendy, I know. I love having the fresh milk for us because I just really miss it, and the stuff from the store tastes kind of watery. Even the whole milk from the store tastes watery to me. So, yes, Nubians and Nigerians have a higher butter fat. Also, I don't know if you know this, but Kiko, it's a meat goat, which of course there are a lot of different goats mixed in, which they have a lot of Nubian influence in them, but they have a high butter fat too. And we're actually milking 2 Kiko does that are half Kiko, half Nubian. And no, they're half Kiko, half Oberhasli, and they have a very, very rich milk. and they're so easy to milk. And I'm telling you, one of their little teats, I'm not exaggerating, is this long. I milk it like this with 2 fingers like that, and I can milk her in nothing flat. And the other one you can only use like 2 fingers. After she gets milked some, you can kind of get your hand on up there, but they're so easy to milk. It's just amazing. So it just seems like more comments are coming across that screen up there than it is on my iPad. So I don't know if I'm missing some or what. Okay, well, good, Paula. She says that I'll be surprised if I enjoy the milk and it's sweet. I will love the butter. So I do. I really, really like the milk. Yeah, Wendy, I would compare this little goat. Tommy, I don't know if Tommy has filmed the milking of this little goat. We'll be milking her in the morning, and I'll tell him to go live. But it's Val and Tyne, the ones that were born on Valentine's. That's the 2 I'm talking about, and I'd like for you to get a good look at that, because I really don't think her teats are they're not bigger than a Nigerian. So, y'all, my iPad's going down to 5%, so I didn't think about that too. Beth says, which pays better for themselves, a milk goat or a milk cow? Well, so you're probably not talking about selling the milk. You're talking about drinking the milk for your family, a goat. Because you can get a good goat. Most people aren't going to go through a gallon of milk a day anyway, which, you got to figure out a lot of things. You're going to feed a cow a lot more. It's a lot harder to overwinter a cow because you've got to have the hay. My cow eats brush. She's great about eating brush, but we have to keep her with hay. We do feed the goats hay, but there is browse that's still out in the wintertime, and goats will thrive on browse. They like thick, densely, and you can have that in the wintertime. Plus, when you think about a cow, how much, my heaviest goat is 125 to 150 pounds. Feeding her opposed to, I think my Jersey weighs 1,000 pounds. To me, she's huge, but people say she's not that huge. But she's not one of those little Jerseys. She's tall. But, when you look at the 2, and, I'm getting a half a gallon of milk. I'm milking 4 does. And all of these are first fresheners. So that means they're not given their potential. Next year, I should probably get twice that much. So say I can get a gallon of milk off of 4 does, and they won't even, all together, they're not going to weigh 500 pounds if they do weigh 500 pounds. My cow's going to be 1,000 pounds to give me milk. So what are you feeding, 500 pounds or 1,000 pounds? So, and plus I'm scared of cows because they're so big. So I was thinking about that, and it would just, I could milk Honey the way we had it, the way she came in the stall and everything, because she don't kick, and I don't mind. And I've milked her by myself before when we had a milking machine, but when she gets out, I'm scared to death. I get in that Polaris. Before, we had her in this good fenced-in area, and it's got barbed wire around the top, so she's not gotten out of that. Well, thank God, but we're going to go out of town, so she might get out. But anyway, she hasn't gotten out as of yet out of this fenced-in area. But before that, I would have to, I'd get in that Polaris, and I'd get some feed, and I'd let her see it, and I'd maybe dump a little bit out, and get back in the Polaris, and run from her. And I have actually, I can't do it on foot. I'm so scared she's going to step on me. And I know it's silly, but I'm scared of my cow. And she's not a bad cow. She's a really good cow. But, Bob, if you don't drink milk, you don't need a goat. You don't need a cow. But they are great for clearing the land. And I wanted to do a video on that too, just walking and showing y'all where we've had the goats, and just the area right next to it where we haven't had the goats. And it's just really amazing at how clear it is and how far you can see in the woods with all the underbrush gone. And it really is nice. And, of course, we've used the pigs to help clean up some too. So, I thought about, Sherry, I thought about getting a dwarf goat, a dwarf cow, a miniature Jersey, but they're so expensive. They're so expensive, so your phone is over there, Mama. But anyway, yeah, Wendy says goat pays for itself better too. I really do, and honestly, if we didn't have all this area, and as we get older, got it, Mama? As we get older and everything, we'll keep a goat or two. It's something that could be manageable for us for years to come. So anyway, somebody's calling to. Oh, that must be my sister. But anyway, because they're easier to handle, and I was looking. We've got a couple of goats that are really big. Shaggy and Caramel have gotten pretty big. I'd say probably they're getting close to between 125 and 150 pounds. The other little goats are about 100 pounds, but they're so much easier for me to handle, and everything. So, but so I think we'll always try and have goats, and the way we're doing it, they're not confining, but for us, because we leave the babies on the mamas, and when we want to milk, we lock the babies up. In fact, we're supposed to milk on Thursday nights for me to bring milk, to have milk on Friday, but we forgot to lock them up, and so we didn't have any milk Friday morning. So I had to tell my girl, not to come get the milk because we forgot to lock the babies up. So no big deal. We locked them up the next night and everything, but that's how we do. And that's how we do with the cow too, when we wanted to milk the cow. That way, because when you're dealing with dairy, it is very confining if you take the babies away from the mama, so anyway, let's see. I saw some more things come up. So yeah, I answered that, so I am sharing the milk with the kids. And we don't start doing that till the kids get about 2 weeks old. We don't like the way the milk tastes, number one, because it still has a little bit of the colostrum in it. Plus, they need a good start. Now, some of the does, the older does, we do have to milk them out a little bit because they get too much milk. But anyway, but yeah, Beth said if a goat kicks, it won't hurt as bad as a cow, LOL. But yeah, that's very true. One time, when I think it was Henry, the calf that we have out there with Honey now. Jerseys are known for taking calves. That the other, you can put a calf on a Jersey and they'll raise it for you and everything. And so we had, I think it was Henry that we brought home and everything. And I was so excited. It was Henry because I remember, because I went and got him by myself. Me and Corey did. And I had him in back of the truck, and the calf, of course, was just a mooing. And Honey heard him, and she didn't have a calf at the time. And so she started mooing back to him. You know what? I'm wrong. It wasn't Henry. It was Star, another calf we had. But anyway, Honey, they were talking to each other through the fence. Honey was out there. She was running back and forth. She was so excited that she had a new baby and all this. And I'll never forget, we let her in the milking stall, and the way we had that made, it was just a little alley that it's the middle of the barn, but we had like 1x6 or 2x6s going where she could just walk into a certain area to her feed bowl right there at the end. And so, and we always milked Honey 2 at a time, one on each side. They say that you're only supposed to milk from the right side, or I don't know what side you're supposed to milk from. Do you know, Mama, what side you're supposed to milk from?
I don't know.
What side did you used to? Mama grew up milking a cow when she was 8 years old, huh?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
What side did you milk on? You don't remember?
Both sides.
Oh, you milked on both sides? Anyway, so we let Honey in the stall, and I just thought, oh, this is wonderful. She's just going to take this calf and talk about, and she needed to be milked. She hadn't been milked that day. And so when that calf got up under there, I ain't never seen a cow kick. Well, I've not been around cows much, but I didn't know she had that in her because she's a sweet, sweet cow. And she went to kicking and carrying on. It scared me to death. I grabbed that calf by its ears and yanked it out. I just knew she was going to kill my calf I just paid $200 for. And I yanked that calf back, and the calf knew what to do trying to nurse her and everything. And so then me and Corey had to milk that cow after I watched how hard she kicked and carried on. And so I milked standing up. You know, I'm kind of tall. You can't tell how long my arms are. They're real long. And I milked. I stood up and I stretched my arms out, and I put my back end towards her front end and milked. It would have been a sight. It would have been really, really funny if Tommy would have been videoing that. Of course, I wouldn't have been milking had Tommy been there. But it scared me to death with her kicking and all. But she never kicked. She never kicked. So Patti alone probably got better. I don't know what that means. I guess I'll not read stuff out loud. I think is that, thank you. Y'all, sorry. If that was an ugly comment, I didn't know what that meant. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I have 3 cow farms, and they do medical. Really? Wow. She was saying that, Bob's saying that there's 3 cow farms close to him, and they do medical, so he can't even use their poop. That's a shame. That's such a shame. And let's see. Oh, okay. Kelly said that she prefers goat milk over cow milk, but y'all really. I'm sorry I read that comment out loud. I just didn't. I guess I'm naive. Prefer goat's milk over cow milk because she can't tolerate cow's milk. Corey's girlfriend, Kayla, has been having some kind of allergy. And really, she's thinking it was milk. There's another one, Deep South. Just do it to where they're permanent gone, whoever that is. It's a bad time. It's bad that I don't know how to work all this stuff and do anything, huh? Anyway, she has started having some allergies, and pretty bad allergies. Susan, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to give wrenches. I don't know how to do nothing on there, okay? I thank God Wanda's here, or Danny, whoever's there. But anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, thank you, Wanda. So to the point her lips swelled up, her tongue felt funny, and all this kind of stuff. But so she started tracking what she was eating and everything, and the best she could figure it was milk, because she did it after she drank a glass of milk, and something else. It may have been after she eaten ice cream or something else. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, so she's wanting to just try milk. She hasn't had a reaction for a long time, and I was talking to her mom, and she said, I don't feel comfortable with her trying it until she's around somebody with an EpiPen. I said, I've got an EpiPen. And so I had been wanting to make Kayla some ice cream. She likes butter pecan ice cream, and we make it out of goat milk. And when we had Tomas, I had told Tomas we were going to make it. I had it mixed up in the fridge, and Kayla came over. And I just told Tomas, I said, we're just going to wait, because Kayla has told me how she loves homemade ice cream. She looks forward to the summer to be able to have, because they get together at her family's house, her grandma's house, and they have fresh ice cream. And so I didn't dare want to, I'm sorry, I touched the mic. I didn't dare want to make the ice cream, because she couldn't have any and everything. And she's like, oh, Miss Patti, it's fine, just make it. So I went ahead and made it, and I had come over here to Mama's to do something over here, and when I got back over there, she had already eaten it, and she was fine. So it was goat milk ice cream. So I don't know if it was because it was goat milk. There is, and that's what I was explaining to her, is that, there's more in the milk that you buy from the store than what's supposed to be in milk. You know, there could be different chemicals or something like that that could affect you and everything. So I don't know that she has tried having milk from the store yet to see if that gave her a reaction. But, you know, she just has to be very careful, you know, about it. But I'm glad to know. I told her, I said, well, maybe I have another goat milk customer. So she wasn't squeamish at all about trying it, though. She's never been around goats or anything. Okay, guys, my iPad is dead now, so I'm just going to be looking at the phone and trying to read right quick. Yeah, if you do, somebody had said, I missed who it was, said that they have, that their mom has issues with milk, might try goat milk. Most definitely. Oh, Sherry could be in the lining of the cart, and I didn't realize that. Hey, Wendy. But yeah, a lot of people. Now, I did get my sister to try the goat milk, but she couldn't tolerate it either. I'm sorry I missed your name, but you just said that you bought some cow's milk. How long will it be good in the fridge? Cow's milk will stay good, from my experience. If it was just milk, if it was just, hey, Amy, I'm sorry. When I see the other name, I can't say your name, but the homestead. But anyway, I have had cow milk stay good in my refrigerator for 2 weeks. Fresh cow milk, not pasteurized. So, you know, I don't know how soon you bought your milk after it was milked out of the cow. That makes a difference, you know, and how your milk was treated. We always, hey, North Dakota Pink, thank you so much for my letter. I really, really appreciated that. That was very sweet. Anyway, so I was very pleased with how long my milk would stay good. But like I said, as soon as we milk the cow, milk the goats, whatever, we come inside, we strain it, if we didn't milk into a strainer, a straining bucket, and I have a stainless steel pail. Of course, I never milk the cow into it because it's too big. Actually, when we milk by hand, we would get we'd do it in a 5-gallon bucket, but because we would get at least 2 gallons at a time from her when we would milk. And you know, that's when we had probably all the kids home. So, you know, I could make cheese, I let them drink milk like water if they wanted to, you know, and everything, because that's what they drank, is milk and water. So we went through a lot of milk. Now it's mainly just me and Tommy. Corey's here some, but, you know, he's at college, so he goes, and he's just not here much. So we really don't need that much milk, but we should have milked an extra day this week, though, because Carly Ann is actually home, excuse me, visiting over Easter, and I told Tommy, I said, we might run out of milk, because that'll be the first time. So, oh yeah, Amy, that's goats, or where it's at. No, I'm just teasing. But if you're looking into wanting to get goats, y'all look into the Kiko goat, because they're dual purpose, and you know, you're going to have butt kids. I mean, you're just going to have them. You know, it just happens that way. And you know, they're just heavier. They grow. I've seen, even with having a little bit of Kiko in our babies, they're growing faster, you can tell. And we need to also do another video about that, about how much hardier, because all of our babies are around the same age, and we're having they're just meatier than the dairy, and their milk is good. You know, their milk is very good. And you know, so we have the 2 Kiko cross does, and that's kind of what I wanted to go to, is to have, you know, get some Kiko in there. And they're supposed to have lower birth weight, supposed to have easier birthing and everything too. So y'all, if there's any questions, it's yeah, you need to get the goat milk cold as early as you can. If there's been some questions that's come through or anything that I have missed, because I'm just seeing the questions that's going across. That's why I'm looking through my bifocals. That's why. If there's been anything, y'all repost it for me, please. And I may not even see the names coming through because it's going so fast. So, but my time is just about up. Oh, you like the fainting goat? So funny. I don't know. I would get them for milking. Well, I mean, you've got to realize you can milk any goat. It doesn't have, just like the Kiko. If I get a pure Kiko, I will milk it too. But probably what I'm going to do is go back to the Kiko buck, because now I have me some half Nubian does, because I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I just saw Tommy and them come in. We have some half Kiko does, half Nubian does that I would like to go ahead and cross up with the Kiko, and so we'll have a Nubian Kiko mix. Anyway, one thing I wanted Mama to be on the show for, because I wanted her do more vids on the garden. Well, we will, Bob. I tell you, Tommy loves giving the updates on the garden. So, hey, baby.
Are you still on?
I'm still on.
Good. I'm going to show you a little something Heidi sent you.
Oh, okay. They're just getting in. Oh. Where'd you find that?
Hey, everybody.
This is what Tommy brought me in.
Read the back.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
I know.
It says, to Pappy from Patti. This is my first, what does it say?
Wood carving project.
That's pretty cool.
My dad loved hummingbirds, and Patti carved him a hummingbird and painted it, and my niece found it
I forgot about that.
in a drawer today, and she was so disappointed Patti didn't make it down there, because she was going to surprise her with it. And I told her, I said, Patty's going to cry. So isn't that neat? She made that for my dad, and he's been gone since 2005.
See, I wrote on the back. I'm glad I wrote on the back of it. Oh, yeah, is it backwards on there? But anyway.
Hey, Wanda, thank you so much for whacking the trolls. I was listening a little bit when I had service on the way home, and that's our first experience with trolls. So
yeah,
it must be you, baby.
I know, but you know what? I said I shouldn't have announced that.
Yeah, probably not, because it was probably
and
like
see, here's Carly Ann.
open invitation.
Hey.
Come here. Come around, Tomas.
Come talk to the baby. Hey.
They love
and
it.
I got a new necklace with bubbles in the carrot.
Y'all come over here. Everybody
Yeah,
come
y'all
over
come
here.
over here.
Hurry, we've only got a minute.
I think Mama's clock is wrong. I don't know how to make this move.
Yeah, we've got 1 minute.
Oh.
That's fine right here. Everybody come around. Here's Chelsea.
This is our oldest daughter, Chelsea. Y'all don't see her as much. I've not seen her as much. This is our son, Sebastian.
Sebastian.
And when Papa
uploaded
actually
Oh.
call him,
Wait.
and we call him, everybody calls him JP.
JP.
JP, Juan
Juan
Pablo.
Pablo. And this is really our son-in-law, Guillermo. But on the far back. Come here, baby. This is really my other son.
This is Tomas's daddy.
And those are our adopted
Come here,
kids.
Kayla.
Kayla, Corey, come over here and say hi quick.
I was just talking about Kayla on here. I was telling y'all about the girl that was allergic to milk. This is Corey's girlfriend, Kayla. So, where'd Corey go? Oh, there he is.
And we're all full of crawfish, but you know that already.
And I'm fixing to be, I hope.
You are.
Good. So, hey, y'all, thank y'all so much, and I appreciate y'all's help and understanding of me winging it and running late and helping them puff it. Thank you, Susan. Thank y'all for the sweet comments. Yes, y'all have a happy Easter, happy Resurrection Sunday. Remember why we celebrate today, only because of Jesus. Love y'all. Y'all have a great night. Hope y'all got to see your family today. Bye.
Colin's color.
Oh, Colleen, yeah.